Hey guys, Scott here. Sorry I haven't had a video over the last few days. I didn't go in up Friday or yesterday. I figured after the warm reception I had on Thursday's video, I'd give it some time, let you guys mull over my thoughts. Had some good conversations with people who disagreed with me. Had some not so good conversations with people who disagreed with me too, which is expected when you talk about something as controversial as what I talked about. I will have follow-up comments on the video, but they will not be in this video. I'm working on something for Friday, so I will follow up with some of my extra comments in that video. Today is mostly answering questions from last week. You guys had some good ones, so I wanted to get through those. So it shouldn't be too long of a video. To all the West Centralites out there, I'm sure you guys have all heard the news. School's called off for the rest of the year, and prom was called off. I already talked about prom, but yeah, school was called off, so that sucks. Means I won't see most of you in person for the rest of the year, probably, or maybe ever, which is sad. I didn't know if I known March 10th was gonna be my last day of high school, I would have said goodbye, I guess, as I'm sure most of you would have. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Yeah, so that's honestly, I don't know what's going to happen for graduation. In case anybody wanted to ask, at the moment, the plan in the administration is to still have something in person on May 16th. So that will be our official graduation date. Now, I don't know if we're going to do something in person or if they're just going to mail us our diplomas, something virtual, like on Zoom or something. If we don't have an actual graduation, like I've said before, the graduation committee will get together and we'll figure something out for the summer. I know some of you might be leaving and might not care after that, but for those of you who do, there will be something. I can assure you of that. So yeah, anyway, that's all I really had to say to start this video. I guess the only important news update from the last almost week is that Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of the UK, is in the hospital with coronavirus. Everybody pray for him. I know you guys might not care about international politics, but the UK is our closest ally. So let's hope he survives and makes a speedy recovery. Other than that, I'll get started on the questions. So the first one, would you legalize all drugs, and if so, why? Yes, I would. And I both recreational and medicinal. I mean, both sections. And I say that because, at least on a national level, on a state level, there are arguments to be made against legalizing all drugs. But the question was probably referring to Congress, and if I was president and I had that ability, yes, the Constitution doesn't grant the government the right to regulate what you can put into your body. Whatever you can ingest, whatever you want. I mean, that's why suicide is not a crime, right? That's why poisoning yourself isn't illegal. You know, there is literally no jurisdiction for making that illegal. And the same applies to drugs, and that means all drugs: marijuana, mushrooms, LSD, MDMA, coke, meth, acid, bath salts, you name it, it should be legal. Heroin, whatever is your fancy, right? I mean, we legalize, alcohol is legal, tobacco is legal. The government has no right to make those things illegal. The same principle applies to drugs. Sorry. I understand that the safety concerns, but it falls on each individual's shoulders to self-regulate and don't do something that's gonna get you killed or get somebody else killed. And if you do, you can be punished for that. So doing the drug is not the actual crime, it's what you do while you're on the drug. And so penalizing people for just doing whatever drugs they want to do doesn't make any sense. It's unconstitutional. It's bad from a principle standpoint. I mean, you as an individual, you have the right to do what you want so long as you don't hurt other people. That includes drugs. Next question. Why do you think it's a good idea to marry somebody at 18 and, since you don't believe in divorce, force them to stay with you forever? Viewers, that's what you call a leading question. It's a question with a bias in it, aiming for a predisposed answer. Whoever asks this question probably wants me to change my opinion because I feel ashamed. But the question is, the principle of the question is legitimate, even if the question is written poorly. Um, I don't. I said it's a good idea to marry somebody younger rather than older. Not necessarily 18, though. If you are in a relationship and you really love the person, then 18 is a perfectly fine age to get married. Um, my parents got married at 20, and 18 years later, there's 20, 21, and 18 years later, they're still married. Um, the divorce rate in America is actually higher for people who get married at a later age than it is at an earlier age. Um, I've never personally never understood dating somebody for 5, 6 years before you marry them. Like at that point, you've already gotten used to the person, and part of that problem is that people expect a relationship to be all like passion and romance, like it is in the first 6 months of the relationship, and once you get into the actual committed love, um, that's hard to keep up unless you've taken the next step. So dating somebody for 6 years, you could get burned out. Um, I don't believe in premarital agreements. The word escapes me. There's a term for when you sign a document before you get married, talking about how you're going to split things if you get divorced. That seems counterintuitive. Like if you're signing a document before you get married on how you're going to split your assets when you get divorced, then you were leaving the door open to divorce, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That's that seems ominous. Um, I would never force somebody to stay with me forever. Like if I got married, if for some foolish reason I got married to a woman who believes in the idea of getting a divorce, and down the line she wanted to get a divorce, obviously I would try to convince her otherwise, but I'm not gonna say no. And if she wants a divorce, I guess I'll get the divorce. What I meant by that is, I personally am not gonna marry somebody I am not 100% committed to, and therefore I will never get a divorce. I mean, a divorce is it's if you marry somebody, it's one person for the rest of your life. That's what you say in the marriage vows. That's the promise of marriage. You shouldn't break that. And I know plenty of people who have step parents and parents who've gotten married twice, and they're good people. I'm not saying you're a bad person if you get a divorce, but you should probably think through the marriage before you get married. And if there's any doubt in your mind as to whether or not you're going to want to stay with this person the rest of your life, maybe you should reconsider. When I get married, though, there will be no doubt in my mind. And it will probably be at a younger age. I just don't want to wait till I'm 30. That seems like a wasted decade. Like, once I'm out of college, I want a family. I want to settle down. I don't see a lot of reason not to marry. Or to wait till you're married to marry and have a family till you're 30 or 35. That just doesn't, personally, it doesn't compute. For some people, that's what they want. Go ahead, it's your life to live. I just personally don't think that's the best thing. Favorite sweat sport, as in football or hockey or some stuff? Football. Football is my favorite. I really enjoy watching football. And that's sort of a recent phenomenon. Like when I was younger, freshman, sophomore, it wasn't my favorite thing. But this year especially, I've just really grown to love watching the sport. In another life, I would love to be a quarterback. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I'm not built to do it, and I have so many other things I want to pursue that obviously it's not in the cards for me, but in an alternate universe, it'd be fun to play football in high school or college, or even the NFL, to play as a quarterback. I think it'd just be or a wide receiver. Both those positions would be really fun. So yeah, football. I also really like hockey. I like watching hockey. It's a lot of fun. Couldn't play it. A little too brutal for my taste. I would like to have teeth. But it's a lot of fun to watch hockey. I enjoy that. Thoughts on prom cancellation? I think I talked about this last week, but I'll go over it. I can't remember. It sucks. It really sucks. That's just I wish it hadn't happened. I wish we could do something about it. It just sucks. I mean, as seniors, I had my best Zach Foster, my best friend, who was really looking forward to his senior prom since he didn't go last year, and now he's not going to get it, which sucks for him. I'm sure it sucks for a lot of people the same. Juniors don't have to worry so much since they all have prom next year. But for the seniors, I know it sucks. It's not fun. You know, do you think the government has a lot of secrets? Yes. And I don't think so. I know so because, right, in 2013, Edward Snowden revealed that the government has a lot of secrets, right? He revealed that the NSA is tapping our phones and reading our text messages and spying on American citizens without a warrant and in violation of our Fourth Amendment rights. I mean, I'm not sure what else to say, right? We have our national security apparatus, CIA, FBI, NSA, Homeland Security, just the military, Pentagon itself, right? It's huge. It's really cumbersome and it's really intrusive in our lives and in the lives of foreign nationals and foreign governments. I'm sure the government has a lot of secrets. That would be one of my first acts as president, since the president has the unilateral authority to release government records. I would dump a lot of government records. Like, there's a lot of stuff that the government doesn't need to be hiding. If it's something like, unless it's a like you're in a war and you have a military plan that you can't share with the public because then the enemy would get it, there's no reason not to share it with the public. If it's something secret that you think looks bad in the eyes of the American people, you shouldn't be doing it. Simple as that. There's really not a lot of reason. So yeah, I think the government has a lot of secrets. Why don't we have a secret prom? I don't know who asked this question, but I'm not going to give away the whole farm on video. You should text me because I do have an answer to that question. Actually, anybody who's curious about that question, you should text me because I do have an answer. I'm not going to give it on video for everybody to see, but if you're genuinely interested in us having a secret prom, just shoot me a text. I have a plan, don't worry. Next question, is caring for oneself more important than caring for others? No. And I know that seems counterintuitive, but it's not really. I mean, it's not more important. I mean, you as a human being, you're here on this earth to do certain things, and one of those principal things is to care for your fellow man. I mean, you have a duty, right? Because as a society, we care for each other, right? You have a duty to give back, and so, and in caring for others, I find that in caring for my friends and helping other people, that sort of does the self-care thing on its own, right? I don't need to take time for myself or take a day for myself or whatever these other people do. Just go help. Just go help somebody else. That solves a lot of your personally, a lot of my self issues. You know, I don't know if that works for other people, but no, caring for oneself is not more important than caring for others. That's just being selfish. Due to COVID-19, do you think that we, as well as other schools, will not have school all year? Well, I answered that question. If you're referring to like this fall, no, I think we'll be back in school by August, September. I don't think we're gonna have another wave in the fall, but I don't think we can afford to shut everything down again. I just don't think that's gonna happen. We're just gonna have to deal with the fallout. And call it a day. Next question: what are your thoughts on getting earrings as a male? Shout out to Ruby Hawks for asking me this question. Personally, I'm not sure I could ever get earrings. I don't think I could do it. Oh yeah, but my dad got earrings. He wore hoops and diamond studs when he was a little older than me. So I mean, it happens. I don't know if I could do it. I'd have to really think about that before I got my ears pierced. I feel like I'd be afraid of getting my ears pierced more than anything. Like, I feel like that would hurt a lot. And I'm not sure I could rock earrings. Probably rock diamond studs, but I don't know if I could do like hoops or something. So, undecided. That was my final answer to that question. Undecided. What do you think will happen to the U.S. economy because of coronavirus? We're in the midst of a recession. It's not a lot else to say about that. Shutting down the whole economy is not good for economic growth. It's necessary. The shutdown it's necessary to stop this wave. It won't be necessary for months. We can't afford to do that. but the coronavirus is not good for the U.S. economy. It's just not. Although we were due for a recession about now, actually, maybe a year ago. Every 8 to 10 years we get a recession. We're on year 11, so I mean, this was sort of in the cards to begin with. I am worried specifically about. Sorry, somebody's calling me. I'm specifically worried about the mortgage market and the student debt loan market. For those of you who are semi-educated on the Great Recession 2008, it was caused by a housing bubble that crashed, and the mortgage market just dissolved, and like overnight, everybody's mortgage went up in smoke, and that's what caused the economic crash. Right now, we're sitting about the same mortgage debt level that we were in 2007 before it crashed. So this could cause another crash like that. If we get a bad crash like that, I don't know what's going to happen. At the moment, we're not sitting at too bad a recession. Like the stock market is tanked, but once the economy starts up, I think market fundamentals will still be there, like employment and stuff. Once everybody starts hiring again. If the housing market collapses or the student loan market collapses, it's another big region of debt. We could see another recession of the likes of 2008, or even go back to 1929, and everything could just fall. Alright, so my last video had to get cut short. Somebody was calling me with some important news. For those of you who haven't heard yet, graduation is canceled, which sucks. It's also oppression that I was talking about at the beginning of this video. Yeah, that sucks. We will do something, I promise. People are already texting me ideas on what we can do. The graduation committee is going to meet next week. We'll figure something out. Even if we can't do it in person, we will figure something out. So yeah, just to recap on my last question, the economy. What do you think will happen to the economy because of COVID-19? It's going to tank. Well, we're in a recession. It could cause other things to tank, though, like the housing market. That would be bad. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Last question. Why do you want to legalize all drugs if you become president? I answered that earlier in this video, so you can go back to that answer. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, school and graduation sucks, but we'll figure something out. Until then, I hope you guys are all staying safe, and I will see you in the next video.